Welcome back to the channel, everybody. You're watching We're the baseball card channel with appreciation for base and for hits and for new and different things. Not that UFC is new or anything, but it's new to me. I don't know anything about this sport, and I am in my late 30s, and it's been around for a while now, and I have never really gotten into it. You know, when you reach a certain age and you're a man in a certain culture, sometimes it can be difficult to get into something new, you know? It can be hard for you to go into that new world. Sometimes when I talk to people about baseball, it seems like because they didn't grow up with it, they're never going to invest into its interest. And I just think that's kind of a lame way to look at life. I think life is about new interests. It's about finding new cool things and trying out different stuff. And that's why I thought I would give UFC a whirl. The other thing too is that if you haven't noticed in my past few videos, I have been getting a little angry. I have been getting a little angry. I thought maybe the energy of UFC could match that. You can match that energy a bit for me. Help me express that constructively. So why have I not been really into UFC? Well, the truth is when UFC first came into the world and this whole pay-per-view, go down to Boston Pizza with your meathead sauce buddies and watch it, that's exactly what it was. It was a surefire way to get into a bar fight. That's where UFC comes from, but now they are so much more than that, aren't they? They have female fighters, they have dudes out there speaking out for men's mental health, and I appreciate that. They still have some meatheads brewing in their meat sauce from long ago hanging around. Dudes wearing stupid t-shirts up in Canada, embarrassing themselves beyond belief, ranting or raving about things that no man should ever rant and rave about and have self-respect for themselves, that's for sure. And I'm someone who rants and raves. But I try to be constructive about it. You know, even if it really is angry, I'm trying to at least express myself in a way that is authentic and based in truth. But when some guy like shows up with an extremely sexist and homophobic t-shirt on, there's no truth in that. There's no truth in that. And you know, just looking at him, he's just there to make you mad. That's exactly what he did to an entire country of decent folk. And as a newcomer to UFC, that is not the side of UFC I want to support. As a newcomer to UFC, I think this is a great platform to talk about mental health. I don't know much about Paddy the Baddy, but I saw him in an interview one time and he talked a lot about the importance of that to him. And I think that is the angle that UFC is its strongest. That is where it is its strongest. But I guess every hero needs a villain. I always appreciate how they brought women into it, give them a fair fight, pun intended. Make them earn those dollars the same way the boys do. There's a lot that goes on in UFC. There's a lot that goes on here. The other part that I find kind of interesting about UFC that I know really nothing about, but just about its existence, is sort of the meta game of martial arts and how some martial arts styles come in and out of favor amongst the fighters, and they try to kind of one-up each other on different moves. It's kind of like a giant paper, scissor, rock culture of martial arts styles, and I think that's pretty cool. That's called a meta game when something like that happens. It's the game within the game. And I think that's where, to me, that's where the details of the game is. And that's, of course, where my mind goes to when I think about it. Before we get into this box, though, let's look at this background. It's a little much today. That's just how I'm feeling today. So the crochet things in the background that you see sometimes are made by my wife. These are my two cats. No, I don't make them. I wish I could. I'm not that talented. She is the talent behind that. Man, she makes some crazy stuff, man. Can I show you something really quick that she made me recently? It's just really quick. It was a crazy one. It's worth it. I wanted to put him on camera, but he's honestly so big, it doesn't really fit in frame. Look at this guy here. He's huge, just massive. Can barely get him in frame. Marvin the Martian, he's massive. He's one of my favorite pulp culture dudes as a kid. I had a bunch of Marvin the Martian stuff. Space Jam and such. Welcome to Space Jam. Yep, that's where I'm at today. She also made me this Gengar. This is for Christmas. This thing is awesome and covered in cat hair. But look how gnarly this guy is. Hey? He's got a little Blue Jay helmet on there, eh? A little ice cream scoop Blue Jay helmet. Riders up. Okay, enough of my wife's crochet stuff she makes me. And yeah, she's made me a lot of different Pokemon. She's made me a lot of different things. Some Ninja Turtles, some Pokemon, stuff like that. Oh boy, am I from the 90s. Got some tea with me. Trying to get myself on the tea off the caffeine. Caffeine, man, we go back. Oh yeah, right, background. Sorry, got distracted there. Check out these cards. Where did I get these? Well, I've been having some serious luck off camera with my wifey. My wifey and I, we were actually building the Prism set while chasing Wembies and other cool cards like this one. Finding some pretty cool stuff along the way. This is an Ahmed Thompson White Sparkle rookie card. This is the rarest non-numbered parallel that Prism has. I think there are only 20 of them or so. This one is off-centered heavily, but the finish is very, very cool. I have other white sparkles from back in the day and they were not like this. This has almost like a texture to it, almost like a pearlescent style texture where you can almost feel its glitter. It's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. This is a pretty cool parallel. It's like glitter stone. It is pretty cool. It is really, really cool. White sparkle Prism. Open this one along with 2 Wembies and a silver Wemby that is at PSA right now. I can't wait to get that back and show you guys. Building this set off camera, the wifey and I, we are almost done it. Only missing like 10 base cards or something like that. Walmart in Canada has had the megas pretty consistently, so I'm not sure when they're gonna run out, but they've never really had Prism last this long. And that's probably because it's not really going to the stores in Canada anymore. They're kind of just making you have to order it. But it's sticking around longer because of that, so that's cool. And then we did rip a couple boxes of the World Baseball Classic off camera, and we actually hit the Canadians in one of the 2 boxes. These were together. Team captain Freddie Freeman, and 2023, so this was Edouard Julien's rookie year. So it's kind of like a rookie autograph, but playing for Team Canada. These are super cool. Like I said, I've been having some serious luck ripping off camera with the wifey, kind of bringing me back to how I was doing it long before I started this. I've been doing this for many, many years, and just me and my wifey used to be chasing stuff, and I'd be getting graded stuff, and we'd just be enjoying it on our own. Started this channel in order to share with everybody else, but I seem to be having better luck doing it the way I used to do it. So just want to show you some of the stuff I'm opening off camera. If you go back to the hit parade one I do with the helmets, that's when I show off a bunch of the stuff that I opened up off camera while me and my wife are building the Prism set. And honestly, between that Thompson, his autograph, 2 base Wembies and a silver, those cards alone, the value is more than every baseball card that I've opened up so far. That's kind of crazy. All the value that I'm opening up right now in my life is happening off camera. It's a little frustrating, and I can't help but feel like I backed the wrong horse in terms of like committing to a sport, but baseball is really the sport that I love to enjoy the most, so that's why I went with it. And the other truth is that like Topps as a company, they were kind of like the last ones to go sour in a lot of ways. I don't really do hockeys because Upper Deck kind of went sour a long, long time ago, and then Panini obviously has gone sour now. Panini went sour in Canada actually a long time ago, to be honest. But in terms of how they like pack stuff and the type of value they gave you, Topps kind of lasted the longest with on-card autos and fair amount of boxes and stuff like that, and being happy with what you open. And I really do think everything changed when 2023 update came out with those Breaker Delights. Really showed you where the culture was going, that a lot of the hits were going to be put into products specifically for breakers. That's one of the many ways that breaker culture is kind of ruining the hobby. Not only are they kind of hogging all the good pulls, but they're also driving up the price of boxes. And how that happens is that, say a box is $100, well, they sell spots in one of their breaks for, let's say they sell 10 spots for 20 bucks a piece, and they turn a box that was 100 to 200. Well, next year when Topps releases that box, it's gonna be $150. And then so forth and so forth. And then after 2 or 3 years, they turn a $100 box into a $300 box. And it's just really sucks for people like me who collect and build sets, because it's becoming harder and harder to do so. Literally the only reason I've been able to put together that Prism set is because of Walmart. Is that where we want the hobby to go? Where Walmart is the best place to get stuff for a collector? I shouldn't even be going to my hobby store anymore? I don't know, man, that doesn't sound right. I don't think that's where we should go with this. I think changes need to be made, and I'm not saying that means like breaker culture should be completely destroyed, but I do think it should be limited. I do think it should be more fair, I guess, for whatever it's worth. For whatever it's worth, I'm just a dude behind a camera, so take it for whatever it's worth. All right, let's get into this box a bit here while I continue my ranting and raving. This is a rant video. I am gonna keep it PG. I'm gonna keep it PG. Sometimes if I don't keep it PG, I gotta slam that 18 restricted thing on there YouTube makes me do, and then nobody watches my video. It's like, oh well. You should go back and watch those though, if you can, if you're 18 and over. There's something unique about them. I think I like their authentic display of mental health, as will be like somewhat of the topic of this video. That when you're someone like me who has ADHD, what that means is that you don't always have control over your behavior. If you want to get scientific about it, we can. Your prefrontal cortex, front part of your brain there, his is getting beaten over and over. That's where your executive functions exist. Those are the things that determine your behavior. ADHD, autism, bipolar disorder, that's where these exist. That's why we all kind of share that same sort of triggered thing. Sometimes I get triggered. Sometimes I get the triggered thing. It's just part of the deal. The older I get, the more I explain it to people. I'm not sure why. I think maybe it's because I'm sick of the ignorance behind it. Kind of want people to be a little bit more mindful about mental health. Let me know in the comments about these people. Be like, hey, that guy, he's a big deal. He's a big deal. I honestly don't know. I'm just looking for cool parallels to get an autograph. Let me know. I want to learn. I always thought sports cards was a really good way to get into a sport. Like, you're like, I don't know baseball. Buy a box of Series 1. Get to know all the names. It's a good way. My wife is big into football. And when we met many, many years ago, she got me into NFL. And one of the ways that I got to know everybody was I started collecting NFL cards. And by the end of a season and a few sets, I knew every single person in the league. It's kind of just my take on it. We have our autograph. Geoff Neal. That's a cool looking card there. Almost looks like a Topps Chome black card with the way the edges are. Very clean. Like I said, I don't know anything. He's a welterweight, so I know that much. Cool. I was watching some the other day, some UFC. They're trying to explain something. That's him. That's the guy. That's Mr. Sexist Homophobia boy. I'm gonna come to Canada and make all the Canadians mad. Don't know why. What do we do to you? Hey, Strickland. Sure, you inspired a lot of young men to grow up to be just a little bit more sexist than they might have anyways. Well done, well done. That was sarcasm. That was sarcasm. You know what trans people and people in the UFC both have in common? They do whatever it takes to make their body the way they wish it could have been naturally. Oh, Sean. There's still hope for you. There's still hope for you, Sean. Oh, the women there are in there right in the ring. I think this guy's good. Tell me. Are there rookie cards in this kind of product? Are there rookie cards in this product? I don't know. Hey, there's a silver version of that guy. Alex Pereira. It's nice. That seems really old school to me. This frame looks like old school. It's like something Topps would do back in the day. I like the frame. I think there's rookie cards in UFC stuff, right? I didn't know that both Panini and Topps make UFC, so I don't know exactly what I'm seeing when I go online and notice UFC stuff. Can't really remember. It's like a speckled diamond something in there. I'm really bad at reading like names, so I'm not even gonna bother than this one. I'll try on the hits. Alan Nascimento. Nascimento? That's a pretty cool looking card. Flyweight. What do we have here? Allen and Gunter insert Texeria? Dan Hooker. I can read that name. Strawweight. I'm not really familiar with all the different weight classes. We got Vanessa up on the stage. I did quickly look up Mr. Alex Pereira. That's just how little I know about the UFC, because apparently he is literally the man. Champion, multiple champion. I'm learning. I'm learning. That's what it's like going into something that you don't know. The thing is that you don't know anything, and that's okay. Don't be scared. Couple packs left. I hope you're enjoying the channel. You know, it's definitely a different tone. The channel as a whole really is kind of like art, you know, for me. I'm an artist, the man behind the camera. One of the artistic things about this channel is its authentic expressions. It's like reality TV if reality TV was real. I do like these horizontal action shots. They're really dynamic. There's a lot of them. But it's a big part of the sport to get both dudes in there like that. Carlos Ulberg, light heavyweight. A light heavyweight. That's like the upper middle class. Jack Jenkins, featherweight. And we have a silver on Paul Craig. Forgot to get Mr. Alan Nascimento on here. He was number 3 out of 299, so third one off the line there. Pretty cool. Pretty shiny, pretty cool parallel. Last pack of base hits. The authentic, true expression of a man opening up sports cards. Diego Lopez. Revengeko on the Allen and Gunter. The Allen and Gunter parallel insert. Thanks for sticking around on this one. I know it's some ranting and raving. Maybe that's your thing, maybe it's not. Either way, I appreciate your view and your support and your subscription as I still try and get to 100 subs so we can get up to those 2020 boxes and take a little trip back in time. Thank you for listening to me rant and rave. It means a lot to me, and that's why I'm giving away a few $100 worth of Bo Bichette rookie cards when we get to the 100 subscriber moment, because that's how much I appreciate your support. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And stick with me as we continue to see how this world of base hits unfolds. And until next time, love y'all.